Okay. Oh. Good morning. I'd like to welcome all of you this morning. My name is Wyatt. My pronouns are he, him. I am a white guy in his early 30s of average build. Thank you. Whether you are with us on site or on Zoom, and whether it is your first time here or one of many times, we are glad you are here with us today. We hope that you can stay for coffee or tea and conversation after the service. Also, today after the service, we'll gather for our monthly friendly feast, potluck meal. You are all invited to stay for food and conversation, whether you brought food or not. We thank the FAST group for hosting today's meal. The chalice lighter in the sanctuary today is Eric. Today's chalice lighting words are "To Not Carry This Life Alone" by Reverend Michelle Collins. We come from different homes, different paths, different worries and hopes, but we come to the same space for the same reason, to remember that we do not have to carry this life alone. Here we learn to flourish together by choosing again and again to show up for one another. Welcome. Let us worship together.
Good morning, everyone. My name's Colin. I use he, him pronouns, and I help out with our children's program here at First UU. Today I get to share a story with you, which is always one of the highlights of my week. Big thank you to Jennifer Dunn, who finds these stories for us, which takes a lot of work. I didn't expect that, and I really appreciate the help. This story is called The Invisible Boy. It's by Patrice Barton, or by Trudy Ludwig, illustrated by Patrice Barton. Here we go. Can you see Brian, the invisible boy? Even Mrs. Carlotti has trouble noticing him in her classroom. She's too busy dealing with Nathan and Sophie. Nathan has problems with what Mrs. Carlotti calls volume control. He uses his outside voice too much. Sophie whines and complains when she doesn't get her way. I do the same thing sometimes. Nathan and Sophie take up a lot of space. Brian doesn't. When the bell rings for recess, Micah and JT take turns choosing kids for their kickball teams. The best players get picked first, then the best friends of the best players, then the friends of the best friends, until only Brian is left, still waiting and hoping. JT glances in Brian's direction and just as quickly looks away. We've got enough players for each team, he tells the others. Let's play ball. In the cafeteria, Madison and her friends talk about her birthday party. The rope swing over the pool was awesome, says JT. Yeah, so was the water slide, adds Fiona. That was the best pool party ever. I'm so glad you guys had fun, says Madison. Everybody did, except Brian. He wasn't invited. At choosing time, while the other kids play board games and read, Brian sits at his table, doing what he loves to do best. He draws fire-breathing dragons scaling tall buildings. Thank you for toasting my marshmallow. And space aliens locked in intergalactic battles. I've got you now. And greedy pirates digging for treasure. Crackers, arg! And superheroes with the power to make friends wherever they go. Hi, friend, have a cookie. On Monday morning, Mrs. Carlotti introduces Justin, a new student, to the class. Brian smiles shyly at him. Some of the other kids sneak looks at Justin, trying to figure out if he's cool enough to be in their friend group. They haven't quite made up their minds yet. At lunch, Madison and JT watch Justin eat with chopsticks. What's that? Asks Madison as she points at Justin's food. It's bulgogi. What? Bulgogi. It's Korean barbecued beef. My grandma makes it for me. It's really good. Do you want to try some? Oh, there's no way I'm eating bulgogi. And the kids laugh, all of them, except Brian. He sits there wondering which is worse, being laughed at or feeling invisible. The next day, when Justin goes to his cubby to put away his backpack, he notices a piece of paper with his name on it. Justin, I thought the bulgogi looked good. Brian, yum. At morning recess, Brian finds a piece of chalk on the ground and starts drawing away. You're Brian, right? Yeah. Thanks for the note. Hey, Justin, Emilio calls out from the tetherball court. You're up next. Sorry, I gotta go, says Justin. By the way, that's a really cool drawing, he adds before taking off. Back in class, Mrs. Carlotti asks the kids to team up in twos or threes for a special project. The kids scurry around the room to pair off. Brian heads towards Justin. Oh, I'm already with Justin, says Emilio. Find someone else. Brian looks at the floor, wishing he could draw a hole right there to swallow him up. Wait, Mrs. Carlotti said we could have up to 3 people in our groups. We're only 2. Come on, Emilio. Let him work with us. Okay, I guess. Mrs. Carlotti gives the class directions for the project. Your assignment is to work together to write a story about what you see in that photograph. Use your imagination and have fun. Whoa, cool, says Emilio. What kind of people do you think would live in houses like that? I don't know, but I bet Brian could draw them to go with our story, says Justin. Brian smiles and takes out his lucky pen. In the picture, you can see them making amazing art to go with the photograph. It's lunchtime again, Brian's least favorite part of the day. Another 20 long minutes of kids talking and laughing with everyone else but him. Brian, he hears someone shout. Hey, Brian, over here. Brian turns and sees Justin waving him over. Emilio nods at Brian as he makes room for him at the table. Cookie? Thanks. Maybe, just maybe, Brian's not so invisible after all. The end. All right, in just a second, we're going to go downstairs. Anyone who wants a more interactive environment is welcome to join us or to stay here, whatever works best for you. While we're heading downstairs, we're going to sing On Your Way. And grown-ups, if you wouldn't mind coming down to pick up your little ones downstairs right after the service, that would help us a lot. Thank you.
The prelude is In the Beginning by Dennis Alexander, performed by Colleen. Today's words of invitation are Not Made for Isolation by Reverend Michelle Collins. Spirit of life, source of all that grows. We know in our better moments that we were not made for isolation. We were made for this: the turned face, the open door, the willingness to say, I see you, and mean it. Flourishing together is harder than it sounds. It asks us to stay when leaving is easier, to listen when speaking feels more urgent, to trust that what we build between us matters, even when the results are slow, even when the harvest is not what we planted for. Hold us to that harder, better path. Remind us that the flourishing of each person here is bound up in the flourishing of all. May we be here for one another and for the conditions in which something good can grow. Amen and blessed be. Our hymn of the month is for May. It's June. June is When Our Heart is in a Holy Place. It's 1008 in the Teal hymnal, and the words will also be on the screens. You are welcome to stand or remain seated as we sing together.
I'm Millie. My pronouns are she and her. I'm a member of the Pastoral Care Circle. Today I'm wearing a black jacket, black slacks, and a mint green colored shirt. As a community, we share joys and concerns to keep connected. Slips of paper are available at the greeters table for those in the sanctuary to use for joys and concerns. During the week, you may send your joys and concerns by email to pastoralcare@springfielduu.org, springfielduu.org, or by leaving a voicemail on the church phone 417-883-3922. If you're on Zoom, please use the chat box now for sharing your joys and concerns. All of these joys and concerns will be included in the members' email on Tuesday. We honor each joy or concern with a lighted candle, if Eric wants to come up. A symbol of the love we as a community offer for each of these joys and concerns. This morning, Eric will be lighting the candles. And now, as we begin this time of sharing, know that though we are in multiple physical spaces, we are together in beloved community. To begin, we hold in love all of us, those present and those absent. We light a candle for our church community. We have a joy from Jessie. Her son Liam is having his happy 3rd birthday today. Despite the rough start, he has done amazing things by 3 years old. We light a candle of joy for Jessie and Liam. We are grateful. This is from Reverend Michelle. We are grateful for John Prescott's wonderful service to First UU as our choir director. John shared with the choir this week that he'll be stepping away to spend more time with family. We light a candle for the great joy John has brought to us. He was very understanding and forgiving to us choir members. This is a joy from Yomi. My cancer marker is continuing to go down and my CT scan. My tumors are shrinking and fluid is gone. We light a candle of joy for Yomi. This is from Becky Mark. Pete Hegseth has seen fit to exclude, I saw this yesterday, Unitarian Universalism, I guess, from the list of recognized denominations who can communicate easily with our troops. This was done in the name of streamlining. Outrageous. We light a candle of concern for this concern. This is from Becca Gray. It's a joy. I am overflowing with joy following this weekend's leadership laboratory. We had great conversations, connections, and brainstorming regarding UU growth. We light a candle of joy for Becca. We honor the complex and heartbreaking struggles of our world. We light a candle for all who are impacted. In closing, For those joys and concerns that remain unspoken in our hearts, we light a candle. May we hold each of these joys and concerns in our hearts and minds. May our community of love ease sorrow and boost celebration. Let us now join together in 1 minute of shared silence, followed by Spirit of Life. Before we begin the Spirit of Life, I need to tell you that I missed a concern on the chat box. Great concern, this is from Jane, great concern for our good friend in San Antonio who recently suffered a fall resulting in serious injury to his brain and is in San Antonio Military Hospital. Sorry about that.
The first week of June in UU history. Norbert Čapek was born on June 3rd, 1870 in Bohemia, which became Czechoslovakia and is now the Czech Republic. After a Roman Catholic childhood and early career as a Baptist minister, he converted to Unitarianism and became one of its leaders. During World War II, he was imprisoned by the Germans in 1943 and murdered at Dachau for speaking out against the Nazis. Čapek devised the flower communion, now widely used in Unitarian Universalist churches, saying it showed that even in the worst times, we can still share beauty. The offering we take each Sunday is an opportunity to recommit to this place and to these people. It is as much a ritual as singing together, lighting our chalice, or reciting our unison affirmation. It is a reminder of that form of love that we call generosity. It is how we show that we believe it is important to worship together, to help our community, and to say yes to the values of our faith. If electronic giving is your preferred method, or if you are on Zoom, virtual giving options are available via our website, springfielduu.org. The offertory is Fantasia on a Scottish Folk Tune by Robert J. Hughes, performed by Colleen.
Thank you, Colleen, for that piece and for being our summer pianist. We greatly appreciate it. Good morning. I'm Reverend Dr. Michelle Scott Huffman. My pronouns are she, her. I'm the minister here at First UU. Today I'm all clad in gray-ish things and plaid. I guess last week I didn't wear plaid and people were worried. So it's back. Our theme this month is Flourishing Together, and we're going to start off with a conversation about how flourishing together requires something of each of us individually. It requires a lot, actually, but the thing that I want to talk about today is that it requires our vulnerability. And that's a hard thing to think about, certainly a hard thing to follow through with. But there's Hamilton, so that helps. Who are Hamilton fans? Okay. I understand that you either really love Hamilton or you really don't. And I don't understand the people who really don't. But the title of today's message is, Can I Be Real a Second? So I don't know if anybody wants to sing that piece. Just, no? Okay. So the lyrics are, can I be real a second for just a millisecond? Let down my guard and tell the people how I feel a second. Now I'm the model of a modern major general, the venerated Virginian veteran whose men are all lining up to put me on a pedestal. And so the character for General George Washington sings that song, and when he does, he's doing something that theater people call breaking the fourth wall. On a traditional stage, an actor is surrounded by three physical walls, the back wall and the wall on the left and the wall on the right. The fourth wall is that invisible imaginary barrier separating the actor from the audience. Normally, actors pretend that that wall is solid. They stay in character and act as if no one is watching. But when an actor looks you dead in the eye and speaks directly to you, the illusion disappears. The grand production stops, and suddenly it's just two real human beings sharing an unfiltered, honest moment. That's exactly what happens for Washington in that song. Up until that point in the show, he's been carrying the crushing, solitary weight of leadership. He's trying to manage an army, win a war, maintain a rigid persona of the flawless, invincible commander, and it's breaking him. And when he breaks the fourth wall, a profound shift happens. He strips away the armor of the general, the title that he holds, the heavy myth of history. He admits, as the song goes, that he is outgunned, outmanned, and making mistakes. And by stepping out of the performance of perfection, he allows himself to be vulnerable. In doing so, he's finally able to share the load with someone. That someone is Alexander Hamilton. He realizes that he can't carry the revolution alone, and that true success requires letting others see his humanity so that they can step up and help. So in this place this morning, I want to ask us a similar question. Can we break down our own fourth walls? Can we be real a second? Many of us are deeply familiar with the concept of our church face. You know the one. It's the one that we put on in the parking lot right before we walk through those doors to come in, regardless of what has just happened in the car. The entire meltdown of every human being in that enclosed space, where we all wonder why we're even together, going anywhere, and how we can function in the world outside of that particular space. It's the face that we put on when we've had a horrific week at work. But we don't feel like we can share that, and so we just walk in with a bright, happy smile, and when people say, "How are you?" we say, "Fine. Everything's fine. I'm peaceful, I'm enlightened, my week was productive, and my life is completely under control." And if I say it loud enough or fast enough, I might believe it myself. We wear it, the church face, because we want to present our best selves to this community. We wear it because we think that's what's expected of us in this sacred space. Before I came to Springfield, my wife and I planted a church in Jefferson City. It was called Table of Grace, and it was full of people whose lives were decidedly not going well. Things were not fine for almost anyone in that church at any given time. And so we actually created a rule to combat our defense mechanism. And the rule was simple but challenging. You were not allowed to respond to the question, "How are you?" with "I'm fine," because it was most certainly going to be a lie. On the flip side, you were asked not to ever ask anyone that question if you weren't willing to listen to the answer, and to be empathetic, and to be in community with the person who was being vulnerable and sharing the real state of their lives. It was a radical practice, and it forced us to slow down and to notice how we often use polite greetings as a shield. When we drop that casual "I'm fine," we stop performing. We break down the fourth wall. Because just like it was for Washington, and that example, holding that flawless persona in place is exhausting. We try to carry the heavy burdens of our lives entirely on our own, hiding our cracked armor, and it keeps us at arm's length from the very thing that we come here seeking: the ability to have a community to share the load, to share this life, to connect deeply, and to flourish together through mutual honesty and vulnerability. You see, we often confuse two concepts that feel similar but are actually opposites, and they are belonging and fitting in. Fitting in is about walking into a space, assessing the room, and changing who we are to be accepted. It's about polishing our rough edges, hiding our doubts, and pretending we have it all figured out. But Unitarian Universalism is not a faith tradition built on conformity. We do not demand a shared creed, we covenant to share a journey. And when we only bring our perfect selves to church, we create an illusion. We look around the sanctuary and we think, wow, all these people have their life together. And I'm the only one struggling. Meanwhile, the person sitting 3 rows back is looking at your church face and thinking the same thing about themselves. Brené Brown captures this dynamic perfectly when she writes, "True belonging only happens when we present our authentic, imperfect selves to the world. Our sense of belonging can never be greater than our level of self-acceptance." If we want to experience true belonging here, we have to stop trying to fit in. We have to be willing to be seen exactly as we are. Likewise, if we want to cultivate a community where we can work honestly together for justice, where we truly live in covenant relationship with each other, relationships where we bypass the easy surface conversations for the deeper, harder, real work of authentic relationship, we have to let go of the church face. I've done a lot of work around poverty and its relationship to church and faith spaces and things like that. And if you're in that space and you're doing a lot of reading, all the books suggest that there's the church and then there's the people living in poverty. It has never occurred to anyone writing any of those books that the people in poverty are the church. They're in the church, they're around the church, they're practicing faith. And so we have this separation that we are living these perfect lives and that there are people out there who need our help. When the reality is, if we're being real, everything that we think people need help with exists in this space, right now, today, behind church faces. Can we be real a second and share those things so that we can truly build relationships? If we are to flourish together, we know that we have to give up on the superficiality. We know that we need to have real conversations. We know that when we hurt one another, and we will hurt one another, that our covenant calls us to be real and honest about what was harmful so that that hurt can be rectified and we can be pulled back into covenant relationship. Now, this place where we are is suspended somewhere between the Midwest and the South. We don't even know what it is. But somehow we got the nice, polite characteristics from both of those spaces in such a way that not entering into conflict is held at a greater value than addressing something that is harmful to community and working through it. Living through the tension and using that creative force to make us better together, to keep us flourishing together. Our growth requires honesty. It requires our willingness to say, I'm struggling right now. I don't know the answer to that. I'm deeply grieving and I just need a place to sit and breathe. This kind of honesty takes immense courage. We tend to view our own struggles as our sensitive spots, as liabilities. We think if we show them, we'll look weak. Brené Brown says vulnerability is not winning or losing, it's having the courage to show up and be seen when we have no control over the outcome. Vulnerability is not weakness, it's our greatest measure of courage. Friends, when you take off your mask You aren't showing weakness. You're performing an act of profound courage and an act of trust in this community that is being built all the time around you. And beautifully, your courage gives the person next to you permission to be brave also. Now let's be honest about the rest. The reason we wear masks in the first place is because the world can be unkind to raw honesty. We've all experienced moments where we were vulnerable and someone used it against us, or misunderstood us, or tried to fix us instead of just listening. And that's why the together part of flourishing together matters so much. A UU church is meant to be a laboratory of covenant. We promise to affirm and promote the inherent worth and dignity of every person, to accept one another. That means our job is to create a container safe enough to hold each other's realities. To flourish together, we have to promise one another two things. We promise to risk being real, and we promise to hold space gently for others to do the same. And when someone has the bravery to drop their guard, nobody needs us to offer platitudes or easy answers. They just need us to say, "Thank you for trusting us with your truth. You are safe here." So can we be real a second? Not for this moment, but as a practice. Can we commit to softening the edges, to allowing ourselves to be works in progress? Can we take a deep breath and let the church faces drop away, revealing the beautiful, messy, complicated, sacred human beings underneath? Because imperfections are not inadequacy. They are reminders that we are in this together and that we need each other. May we cultivate a sanctuary where perfection is never the price of admission. May we break the fourth wall of our own expectations and lean into the messy soil of vulnerability and flourish, truly flourish together. May it be so. Blessed be, and amen. Thank you, Colleen. And that interlude was Meditation on Slane, S-L-A-N-E, not A-I-N, by David Paxton, based on a traditional Irish melody and performed by Colleen. As we get ready to go into whatever comes next for us, which hopefully for most of us in this room is sharing our friendly feast that we do on the first Sunday, we prepare to extinguish the chalice that's in our midst. And as we head toward that, we think about what happens when that flame goes out and what stays. Reverend Michelle Collins says, what stays is what we've found here, the recognition, the remembering, the knowing that we are here for each other. From this we flourish and light up the world. Our final hymn this morning is Guide My Feet. It's number 348 in the gray hymnal. The words will be on the screens. You're welcome to stand or remain seated as you sing. And whatever you do when you're singing, you can stay that way as we close our service. As we prepare to extinguish our communal and personal chalices, I would invite you, if you are sticking around for lunch and you're a strong, able-bodied person and want to move some tables and chairs, please go that way. And if you're not, please go that way. And when the food is ready, we'll all come down this hallway and we'll get more instructions about how to serve and be served. As we extinguish our chalice, please share in our unison closing words. Our service here is ending. Our service to the world begins anew. Go in peace.